Welcome back to our next weekly tutorial, everyone. If this is your first video you're watching, we are making granny squares that we are going to transform into a blanket after 6 weeks. So we've already done our first week of single crochet in the back loop. There's a video for that. We'll provide the link down in the comments. Week 2, we did a front and back post with double crochet. This week we are doing a blanket stitch, which uses single and double crochet. So like I said, if you're just joining us, we are going to make 5 squares of each of these patterns, and then on the 6th week we are going to crochet them all together into a blanket. So I hope you're keeping up on your squares if this is your 3rd week into the project. Making 5 of each can sometimes take a while, but I know you can do it. We're going to get this blanket made. So let's get started on today's stitch. Like I said, we're doing a blanket stitch today. Again, we're using Red Heart Super Saver. If you find a comparable brand, that's fine, as long as you're looking for a medium weight, size 4, also called worsted weight yarn will do the trick. So 1 skein is enough to do this blanket stitch. It's really nice. It looks really thick and cozy and textured, but it does not take up a lot of yarn. It's not a yarn eater. So you should be able to make all 5 of your squares out of 1 skein of yarn. So I just grabbed this slightly used skein from my stash to do our example of how to do the stitch. I'm not putting in my blanket. I'm using this nice dark blue, this navy, for my actual blanket. But here's our tutorial of how to do this stitch. So I'm going to start with the slip knot like I always do. As I've mentioned before, it leaves a really nice low profile knot. Now for your initial chain, you're going to need to do a multiple of 3 if you're going to do a blanket stitch. For us, we've been making a foundation chain of 30, so that'll work perfect with our rest of our squares. For my example today, I'm going to do a chain of 15. You will do a chain of 30, so don't count your first one. I'm going to get started here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You're going to do a double crochet in the 3rd chain from your hook. So you're going to be skipping 2 and going in the 3rd chain right here. But we're going to be doing a double crochet. So you yarn over, go through, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you're going to do a 2nd double crochet in that same stitch. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, you're going to skip 2 more chains, then do a single crochet followed by 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So skip 2. We're going to go in here with a single crochet followed by 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Here's our 2nd double crochet. Great, now do the same thing again. Skip 2, go in the 3rd one to do a single crochet followed by 2 double crochets. We're going to keep following that all the way along this row, skipping 2 and then doing a double crochet, a single crochet with 2 double crochets in each chain. So skip 2, Going to single crochet and 2 double crochets. This takes a little getting used to for this stitch, but you'll get the hang of it. A couple rows in, you'll be flying through this pattern. Okay, so we're ready for our last one on this row. So I'm going to skip 2 again, but in this last chain, in this last stitch of the row, we're only going to do a single crochet. So we skip 2 and 2, go in the last one here to do a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2 and flip our work over. Okay, ready for the next row. We're going to start by doing 2 double crochets right here in this first stitch where you did the single crochet. You're doing 2 double crochets right here. So here's one and the second one. Now we're going to do the same thing we've been doing where we skip 2 stitches, go in the third one, do a single and 2 doubles. Single crochet, and 2 double crochets. Okay, again, skip 2, go in the next one, single crochet, followed by 2 double crochets. Now, this is not my favorite crochet stitch to do. I think it looks a little messy, so if you're more OCD like me, you might not enjoy this pattern as much. But it is going to give some variety and texture to this granny square blanket we're making. So hang with me in there. We'll make a beautiful blanket by the time we're done, even if this isn't your favorite stitch to look at or to do. Skip 2, single crochet, and 2 double crochets. Okay, in the last stitch in the row, we are going to just do, skip 2. Okay. I'm going to put our single crochet in here. Then we're going to chain 2, turn our work, actually I didn't get that quite where it needed to go. Get that single crochet where it needs to be. Sometimes the yarn might fight you, and that's okay. You're the boss here. Just let it know that. Alright, like I said, you're going to chain 2, flip your work over. Now we're doing it 2 double crochets right here where that single crochet was on the row before. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, now we're going to keep doing the same thing we've been doing along the whole row by skipping 2, then a single and 2 double crochets. So skip 2, single crochet, and 2 double crochets. Keep doing that all along this row. Okay, so 2. So again, on that last one, we're just doing a single crochet. Now if this were my last row, which it is for my sample here, I'm going to cut off the tail here. Pull through, but not tight, because I need to get back in that loop. Turn over, pull through all the way. And tie it snug. Now, if you're keeping up on things, you're tucking in your tails as you go, weaving it in and out of different places. Camouflaging that tail before you trim it shorter. You can use our hook for the blanket, which is a J hook. I didn't think I mentioned that at the beginning of the video this time. Same hook as the other weeks of this project. We're just using it to camouflage our tail in here before we trim it. You will thank me later if you tuck in your tails now rather than at the end, where you have to tuck in a beginning and ending tail for 5 squares times 5 weeks of projects. That's a lot of tails to tuck in at one time, especially if you're just ready to be finished with this awesome project. So you can use your crochet hook to tuck them in, you can use an embroidery needle, you can use a smaller hook. It's just completely up to you. Once you've got it camouflaged in there pretty good, we're gonna trim it short. Okay, the tails sometimes still will come out. You can always tuck them back in, especially if they come out when you wash them or just everyday use. Not a problem. Just grab your hook and tuck them back in. Sometimes it's easier with the smaller hooks. You're not getting tangled in here with your stitches. Okay. Got our tails tucked in. We're ready to go. Like I said, you're going to be making 5 squares. Your initial foundation chain is going to be 30, and keep going on your rows until you have a square. Oh, there's one of my tails popped out right now. Look at that. Let's trim it a little shorter. Alright, so get 5 of these squares made for this week's project. This is our blanket stitch. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook at Art 101 Knoxville. If you'd like to attend one of our classes, if you're in the area, you can contact us through Facebook. So, thank you for watching.